There has been increasing criticism towards the managerial export logic in widespread in the development field. And partly in answer to that, international organizations have been attempting to include different bottom up approaches to knowledge practices, especially those developed in the territories of the global south within their knowledge toolkits. The idea being that with that, they would pluralize their knowledge practices and become more democratic and inclusive. So, by looking into how the grassroots movements in the peripheries of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, have been localizing, or the way they put it, territorialize the UN sustainable development goals, with the way the UN is mobilizing initiatives towards data disaggregation, we seek to compare how these bottom-up participatory methodologies are, in fact, contributing to the pluralization of knowledge, of expert knowledge. And what we see is that although data disaggregation is a very important movement in the sense that it allows us to make inequalities more visible, especially local inequalities, and turn this knowledge into a more contextually appropriated form of knowledge. This is not exactly what's happening in the way the UN and other IOs are including these participatory approaches into their knowledge toolkits. For instance, by comparing the way social movements, grassroots movements have been territorializing the UN development agenda in Rio de Janeiro, we see that the way the UN is operationalizing the notion of localization and inclusion in their agenda tends to divest these knowledge practices of their more emancipatory aspects and instead turn them into templates that can be more easily implemented elsewhere. In the meantime, what we see with the local initiatives is the challenge to authorized forms of knowledge by focusing on the importance of processes as much as of the importance of the results. So it's not so much about the data being produced in order to monitor the implementation of the SDGs, so much as it is about the processes of appropriating the agenda, appropriating the language, empowering these groups, and most important, it's about making data that's not only for monitoring or for action in terms of public policy, but very important is data that's made for caring and for making leave. Those are processes that not only build knowledge, but also build community and offer the provision of basic public goods that the state's not able to provision.